Erlin Sylvester Francis, also known as Dove and Whoop, of Thebaid St. David, retired District Revenue Officer, passed away on Tuesday, 24th May 2022, at the age of 84. He was the husband of Valerie Francis, father of 2, grandfather of Hannah, Nathan, Mark Anthony, Seymour, and Ariane Francis, father-in-law of Sebi and Lorraine Francis, brother of John Francis, Pearl Thompson, Irene Snack, and Olive Lancaster. Many brothers and sisters-in-law, several nieces and nephews, other relatives and friends including the Francis, Hagley, Sharp, and Perrott families, Paula Celestine, Sane, Bruzo, and Sil McCuffey, Tango, the matron and staff of the St. Martin's Home for the Aged, Father Edward Mark and the Anglican Community of St. David, and friends and neighbours of St. David. The funeral of the late Erlin Sylvester Francis, also known as Dove and Whoop, of Thebaid St. David, will take place on Friday, June 10th at 10 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. David's Anglican Church, Petite Esperance, and interment will be at the Anglican Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Kelson Donshane Raphael John, also known as Kello, and Shaba of Riverside St. Patrick, who resided in the USA, passed away on the 10th of May at the age of 44. Left to mourn are his mother, Janice John, and his father, Robert Joseph, brothers Addison, Edward Jr., Hayden, and Dillon, his sisters Abigail and Danielle, also known as Dindin, 2 daughters, Kellys and Kellett, and a loving pet, Sasha, his fiancée, Georgette, aunts and uncles, Mary, Linda, Ursuline, Christine, Nixon, and Ernest, nieces and nephews, Avery, Zayla, Dominique and Hunter, cousins, Adonis, Carson, Keisha, Marcus, Jeanette, Ronnie, Ashley, Josephine, Edris, Satara, Destiny, Nakim, Judith, Ozra, Maria, Vadu. Godparents, Diana Hille and David Simon. Other relatives and friends including mother of the oldest daughter, Denise, also known as Nissi, Velma and family, Atkins and family, Maggie, Brittany, and the Wells family. His best friend, Natisha, Kim, Seagull, Miss D, Oliver Wellington, Denroy Gordon. Many more friends and family, both in Virginia, New York, and Grenada, too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Kelson Donshane Raphael John will take place on Friday, 10th June at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Riverside RC Church, St. Patrick, and the interment at the Riverside Cemetery, St. Patrick. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Cynthia Horsford, also known as Auntie Cinty, of Belle Isle, St. David, who resided at Grand Bacalet, St. Andrew, passed away on Monday, 16th May, at the age of 84. She was the mother of Anselm, Rawl, and Desmond Horsford, Dexter and Ian Frederick, Patsy Charles, Rachel Mitchell, Deborah and Desiree Frederick, grandmother of 30 including Samaran Bola, Derisha Frederick, Giselle Frederick, Kieran, Carisha Selwyn Horsford, John Swift, Donna Tika, Rolando Horsford, Kenisha Mitchell, Denson Frederick, and Chevron in the USA, great-grandmother of 20, sister of Crossley and John Horsford, aunts of many in Grenada, Trinidad, and the USA including Jillian Horsford, Judy Horsford, and Colin Charles, and their siblings Jacinta, Joycelyn and Annette, Neil and Janelle. Mother-in-law of Cynthia and Sharon Horsford, Naomi Frederick, Kennedy Mitchell, Finba Charles, Stephen Lewis, Derek Thompson. Sister-in-law of Joan Horsford. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Ann Charles, Mavis McQueen, Mr. Sidney, Jerry Bowler, Atiba Hille, the Horsford family of Windsor Forest and Belial, the Cornwall family of St. Paul's, Edwards family of Tivoli, Lynch family of Lamode, Telesford family of St. David, Leo Horsford and family, Pastor and members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, St. David, friends and neighbors of Grant, Bacalet, Belle Isle, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Cynthia Agatha Hosford, also known as Auntie Cinty of Belle Isle, St. David, who resided at Grant, Bacalet, St. Andrew, will be held on Tuesday, 14th June at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Corinth, and interment at the St. David Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lockwell Brothers Funeral Home.
Deron Candace Francis of Crowshoe St. Andrew passed away on Thursday, 19th May 2022 at the age of 37. She was the daughter of John Francis Thomas and Gloria Francis in Canada, adopted daughter of Esther Thomas, sister of Kieran Francis in the USA, Junick and Judan Sayers in Grenada, Nikisha Mitchell, Shamar McIntosh, Neera Sayers and Carleen Braveboy in Grenada, and Petrina in Canada. Niece of Barbara Stanislaus, Florence Holmes, Anne, also known as Baby, Andres and Samuel in Grenada, Lydia and Margaret in Canada, Valerie, Sandra, Lucy, Carmen, Celia and Cloney Regis in the USA, and Cecil in Canada. Aunt of Leishon, Isabel, Donald Jr., Joshua, Caleb, Micah, and Eden. Many other relatives and friends including Jermel, Shondell, Abigail, Katharina, Claudine, Aaron, Sherry-Ann, Cousin Bernadette in Canada, Rhonda, Patrice, Michael, Kellen, Rondell, Chad, Gracelyn Thomas, Lucille Joseph, Mary Alexander, Agatha Noel, the Thomas family of Crowshoe, the Stanislaus family of Grandance, the Francis family of Corinth, the church family of Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle Pomrose, and friends and neighbors of Crowshoe and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Deron Candace Francis of Crowshoe St. Andrew will take place on Tuesday, June 14th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Independent Baptist Church, Mamacan St. Andrew, and entombment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Louis Amos Rose, also known as Silvo and Big Bus, of Wester Hall, St. David, who resided at Calivini, St. George, a well-known bus driver of Richmond Hill, Munjaloo and Marion bus route, past president of Zone 3 and the National Bus Association, transitioned this life on Tuesday, 24th May, at the age of 60. He survived by his wife, Claudette Rose, daughter, Claudicia Rose, granddaughter, Chloe Rose, brother, Ronald Teddy Simon, sisters, Hannah Rose, Sergeant in Barbados, and Ruth Rose, uncles, Julian Rose in the USA, George Simon in the USA, Michael Rose in the UK, stepmother, Beryl Rose, sisters-in-law, Denise Simon, Maureen Oxley, Esther Otterly, Heather Graves, brother-in-law, Winston Hines, aunt-in-law, Maureen Simon, and Rhoda Rose in the USA, nieces and nephews, Karen, Keith, Kendra, Keisha, Carlos, Damarisa, stepsisters, Patsy, Michelle, and Rachel, close relatives including Carl Rose, Dennis Rose in the UK, George Andrew, USA, Carriacou, Sammy, Sharon, Susan Simon in the USA, Marva Primus Joseph, close friends including Christopher Gale, Ralph Gatz, Neil Moore, Raymond Pivot, Jason Wilson, and Desmond Thompson. Other relatives and friends including the Rose, Simon, Aki, Joseph, Cloudin, Moore, Watson, families of Wester Hall, Marion, Calivini, and abroad, neighbors of Calivini, Wester Hall, and surrounding areas, members of the Calivini Gospel Hall, and Brethren Assemblies of Grenada, regionally and internationally, members of staff of the former Grenada Sugar Factory, Zone 3 bus drivers and National Bus Association, members of the Grenada Patient Kidney Foundation and the Kidney Support Group, management and staff of the Island Health Services Dialysis Clinic, the dedicated doctors and nurses at the General Hospital, especially the male medical ward, nephrology and oncology departments, The Thanksgiving service for the life of the late Louis Amos Rose, also known as Silvo and Big Bus, will be held on Wednesday, 15 June at 2 p.m. The service will take place at the Calivini Gospel Hall, Calivini, Marion Junction, and the entombment at the Monjaloo Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Evangeline Adeltris Batiste, also known as Dello, of New Hampshire St. George, passed away on Monday 23 May 2022 at the age of 83. She was the mother of Magdalene, also known as Beryl, Claire, Alroy, Bernard, also known as Zumost in Trinidad, Dexter, Derek, also known as and Kenny in the USA. Grandmother of 22, including Ron, Wendell, Devon, Kalisha, Cassandra, and Drusilla. Great-grandmother of 19. Great-great-grandmother of Leela. Sister of Alberta and Gentle in the USA. In-laws including Edmund, Roger, and Shamali. Many nieces and nephews including Haran and Adrian. Other relatives and friends including Jasmine, Lavina, the Sylvester, Gibbs, Hagley, and Nixon families, and friends and neighbors of New Hampshire and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Evangeline Adeltris Batiste, also known as Dello, of New Hampshire St. George, will take place on Wednesday, June 15th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Evangelistic Centre, Market Hill, St. George's, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Geraldine Victor née Elcock of Mardi Gras St. David, who resided at Molinaire St. George, died on Wednesday, May 4th, 2022 in Kentucky, USA, at the age of 63. Left to mourn her mother, Jean Elcock, husband Michael Victor, children Nigel Elcock in the USA, Jason Elcock, Nixon, Kellorn, Nealon, Brendan and Nadia Victor, siblings Monica Isaac, Marjorie Thomas, Ruth Scott, Lois Plenty, Vida Hope in Barbados, Veron Elcock, Rachel Worm, Menno Elcock in the USA, Tyndale Elcock, Lincoln Elcock, and Husent Elcock. Grandchildren Ivana, Amir and Elijah Elcock in the USA, Jadine and Jada Elcock, Jamari, Umari, Nakia, Naima, Naya, Kellon, Nathan, and Kimon. Daughter-in-law of Shirley Victor. Mother-in-law of Elva Henry Elcock in the USA, Vivian Victor, and Brenda Elcock. Many brothers and sisters-in-law. Many nieces, nephews, aunts, and uncles. Other relatives and friends including the Lord and Hunt families, the Wilson family, the Latouche family of St. David, the Elcock, Scott, Plenty, and Mungo families, the Alexander and St. Bernard families of St. Patrick, Eustace and Dora St. Bernard, Elma Bruno and family of St. Patrick, Merle James, Penelope, Raymond Edmund, the Mitchell, Victor, and Patrick families of Happy Hill, Mr. Julian Mitchell, and friends of Foodland Market Square. The funeral service for the late Geraldine Victor née Elcock of Mardi Gras St. David, who resided at Molinaire St. George, will take place on Wednesday, June 15th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the People's Church St. Paul's, followed by interment at the Mount Airy Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Alistair Thompson, also known as Wicho of Caliste St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 31st May 2022 at the age of 70. He was the father of Michelle, Wendell, Gaymon, Louise, Anisha, and Alicia, stepfather of Carla, Olympia, Al, and Richie Lewis, grandfather of 10 including Leah, Ranil, Zaria, and Azim, great-grandfather of 1, brother of Winston, Darrant, Joseph, Martin, Anacita, Doreen, Alban, and Rosalind, son-in-law of Christine John, brother-in-law of Aldith, Veronica, Elma, Andy, Sam, and Richard, uncle of many including Wendy, caregivers Arthur Andrews, Jane St. Louis, and Samuel Hayes, many other relatives and friends including the Thompson, Lewis, Perry and Francis families, the fishermen of Caliste, the boys by Debo's shop, the pastor and members of the Caliste Berean Bible Church, and friends and neighbours of Caliste and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Alistair Thompson, also known as Wicho, of Caliste St. George, will take place on Wednesday, June 15th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grand Anse Baptist Church, Morris Bishop Highway, and interment will be at the Grand Anse Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. James Merrydale Croft, also known as Funny Man, of Park Lane, St. George's, passed away on Thursday, 19th May 2022, at the age of 59. Left to mourn his son Nigel Smith, brother Arnold Ross, sister Betty Houston, nieces Andrea Houston and Arlene Ross, daughter-in-law Bettina Bernard Smith, many close relatives and friends including the Ross family, family members in England, New York and Trinidad, Augustus Marshall, Bernard, Ricky, and the boys by the shop. The funeral arrangements for the late James Merrydale Croft, also known as Funny Man, of Park Lane, St. George's, have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Benjamin Fortune, also known as Carlton, of Bellevue, South Carriacou, who resided in London, England, passed away on Tuesday, 3rd May 2022, at the age of 87. He was the husband of Carmen Fortune, father of Carlin, Patricia, Pauline, Christine, and Mark Fortune, grandfather of Diagoro, Gentaro, Kadeen, and Benji Fortune, father-in-law of Wakaba and Josephine Fortune, uncle of Tony, Rosalind, Margaret, Alma and Kevin Foray, Neil, Richard, and Vicky Fortune, all in the United Kingdom, cousin of many including Mitchell Mackenzie, Nelson and Albert Fortune, and many other cousins in England, the USA, Trinidad, and Europe, too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Benjamin Fortune, also known as Carlton, of Bellevue, South Carriacou, who resided in London, England, will take place on Wednesday, June 15th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Francis Anglican Church, Harveyvale, Carriacou, and entombment will be at the Harveyvale Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Shaman Buckmeyer, also known as Redman, of Birchgrove St. Andrew, died on Sunday, May 8, 2022, at the age of 9. He was the son of Chevon Buckmeyer and Latonia Simon, adopted son of Chanel Lewis, 5 sisters and 3 brothers, grandson of Jennifer Lewis and Patrick Buckmeyer, Marva Simon and John Isaac in Carriacou, nephew of many including Shanna Buckmeyer, Giselle, Jonelle and Nikisha Phillip, grandnephew of Mulrin and Alistair Phillip, great-grandson of Mary Creft, godson of Randy Berkeley. Other relatives and friends including the Phillip, Lewis, Buckmeyer, Leslie and McSween families, the Simon, Isaac and Kwashi families in Carriacou, Father Dan Chidi Juru and the parishioners of St. Matthew's Roman Catholic Church, and staff and students of the St. Matthew's Roman Catholic School. The funeral service for the late Shaman Daniel Buckmeyer, also known as Redman, of Birchgrove St. Andrew, will take place on Friday, June 17th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Matthew's RC Church, and entombment will be at the St. Rose Cemetery, Birchgrove. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Elaine Cynthia Lockhart, née Crawford, of Summit St. Paul, St. George, who resided in Trinidad, passed away on Tuesday, 31st May, at the age of 78. She was the wife of Norman Keith Lockhart, mother of Steve Crawford and Eugene Crawford in Grenada, Rachel Crawford in the USA, grandmother of Kira McSween and Jada Crawford, sister of Earl Crawford, also known as Kiski, Elvira Crawford, Jean Crawford, and Daphne Crony, mother-in-law of Kim and Erling Crawford, sister-in-law of Patricia Crawford, aunt of many including Will Cox Roberts, Suan Crawford, Tracy Crony, Susie Crawford, Peter Lockhart, Mackie, Eric, Kenrick, Selwyn, Hillary, Wendy, and Brian. Other relatives and friends including Patsy Gibbs, friends and neighbors of St. Paul's Aunt Grandad's House and Scheme, and the Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses in Grenada and Trinidad. A memorial service for the late Elin Cynthia Lockhart, née Crawford of Summit St. Paul St. George, who resided in Trinidad, will be announced at a later date. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Monica Sabazan, also known as Monix, of Marigot St. John, passed away on Tuesday, June 7, 2022, at the age of 92. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Sabazan, also known as Monix of Marigot St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Anderson Desmond John, also known as Man, of Belmont St. George, died on Thursday, June 2, 2022, at the age of 51. The funeral arrangements for the late Anderson Desmond John, also known as Man, of Belmont St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Martin Phillip of Crowshoe St. Andrew passed away on Wednesday, 1st June, at the age of 71. The funeral of the late Martin Phillip of Crowshoe St. Andrew will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Sylvan Winston McLeod, also known as Nolan, of 6 Roads, Carriacou, passed away on Saturday, 4th June, at the age of 79. The funeral of the late Sylvan Winston McLeod of 6 Roads, Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Eric Dunstan Charles of St. Mary's Road, Grenville, formerly of Birchgrove St. Andrew, former Assistant Comptroller of Customs, passed away on Thursday, June 2, 2022. The funeral arrangements for the late Eric Dunstan Charles of St. Mary's Road, Grenville, formerly of Birchgrove St. Andrew, former Assistant Comptroller of Customs, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Hugh Thomas, also known as Word, of Concord St. John, who resided at Chantymel St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, 31st May 2022, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late Hugh Thomas, also known as Word, of Concord St. John, who resided at Chantymel St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Leadon Patrick John of Diego Peace, who resided at Samaritan St. Mark, passed away on Thursday, 26th May 2022. The funeral arrangements for the late Leadon Patrick John of Diego Peace, who resided at Samaritan St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Rosanna Evans, also known as Linda Batiste of Soubise St. Andrew, passed away on Sunday, 29th May 2022, at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements for the late Rosanna Evans, also known as Linda Batiste of Soubise St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. James Hilaire, also known as J-Boy and Jamesy Boy, of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided at River Road, St. George, passed away on Friday, 27th May 2022, at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late James Hilaire, also known as J-Boy and Jamesy Boy, of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided at River Road, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Elizabeth Bowen Dumont, also known as Mammy's sister, of Byland St. Andrew, passed away on Monday, May 30th, 2022, at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Elizabeth Bowen Dumont, also known as Mammy's sister, of Byland St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Adele Leonard, also known as Awu, of Marquis St. Andrew, owner of Dell's Closet in Grenville, died on May 22, 2022, at the age of 34. The funeral arrangements for the late Adele Leonard, also known as Awu, of Marquis St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Jasper Anthony Griffith of Barbados, who resided at Mount Pleasant Carriacou and in Brooklyn, New York, passed away on Saturday, 14th May 2022, at the age of 67. The funeral arrangements for the late Jasper Anthony Griffith of Barbados, who resided at Mount Pleasant Carriacou and in Brooklyn, New York, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Claudia Mary Phillip née Brown, also known as Chiney Phillip, of Simoon, who resided at Grand Bras St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, May 20th, 2022, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Claudia Mary Phillip née Brown, also known as Chiney Phillip, of Simoon, who resided at Grand Bras St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Shirley Myrtle Outram of Victoria St. Mark passed away on Friday, 13th May 2022, at the age of 95. The funeral arrangements for the late Shirley Myrtle Outram of Victoria St. Mark will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Anne Coutine of La Fortune St. Patrick passed away on Monday, 16th May, at the age of 62. The funeral of the late Anne Coutine of La Fortune St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted. There must be a decision, because without a decision, the decision is made to be separated from God. So put your trust in the Lord. Believe. The thief on the cross said, Lord, consider me. And Jesus said, today you would be with me, this very hour. And they died together. So put your trust in the Lord, and God bless you during your time of grief and bereavement. Put your trust in the Lord.